So I just got back from Hawaii a couple days ago, and I'm having a bit of trouble adjusting. I'm having a bit of trouble getting back into like a normal routine and to feeling out or whatever. I don't even I don't even normally wear shirts like this, and I can't. I'm just struggling to get back into the rigorous routine of being human on a mainland. The shirt is actually from Maui when I went to Maui a couple of years ago. This trip I went to Oahu, and I didn't buy any souvenirs for myself or anybody else. I didn't come back home. I did not come back with anything I didn't leave with. I didn't bring anything back with me. You know what I mean? I didn't buy any clothing, any souvenirs, any chocolates, any macadamia nuts, any pineapple. And I don't really know why. It wasn't fully intentional. There is something interesting about going to visit an island in the middle of an ocean. It got a different perspective, you know? Everything's at a different pace. The world is just kind of an entirely different reality. One of my favorite things about visiting Hawaii are the signs that say "Slow down, this isn't the mainland." And yeah, let's do that. Let's slow down. But I'm back. I just went outside into my yard this morning and sat in the sun for like 15 minutes, and I never do that. I'm not a summer guy. I don't like heat. I prefer winter where I can dress in layers and bundle up and have blankets on my bed. And yet, here I am with no sleeves, spending time in the sun. It's probably temporary. I'll probably be back to my normal self in a couple days. There is something interesting about being out on any of the islands in Hawaii and recognizing like the pure majesty of how they got there, how volcanic activity under the ocean floor just kind of pushed all this stuff upward, and then like, you know, land masses form above the surface, and somehow at some point in history human beings inhabit it, and then, you know. Also, though, visiting the islands comes with like this weird ass element of it's beautiful to visit to and beautiful to vacation, but recognizing like people, it is somebody's home, and there is like this natural habitat that's trying to be preserved, but part of its charm and its allure like pulls people there, and so that brings like development and commercialism and all this stuff that feels like oddly juxtaposed to the just the beautiful nature of its natural thing. And so there were several moments where I felt like I feel weird being here. I feel weird being part of this like tourism thing, but I'm gonna do everything I can not to like, you know, feed that beast and to leave like a positive impact and to do the things like when I visited Maui a couple of years ago, we did a zip lining thing where the zip lining was kind of a way to prevent development from being built on the mountainside. So this company had decided, like, if they build this ziplining thing within the trees and within the mountains, it's basically invisible from the streets, visible from the ground. You can't see it. It's not distracting anything, and the money raised from people doing the ziplining thing can be used to like preserve the natural habitat of the mountain. And then part of that as well is that we were helping bring water up to the mountain to water plants along the way. And so it felt like you were getting to kind of see this really natural part of the island while kind of giving back at the same time and attempting to preserve it. Those sort of things are great, you know. But yeah, there is a level of discomfort that comes with being a tourist in Hawaii and feeling like you're disrupting something. And I guess that comes with just being a tourist anywhere, sort of. I don't know. It's that I have that love-hate relationship with, like, yes, we should go be able to go view these beautiful places, but we should be very, very conscious of like what we're doing to the planet, or what we're leaving, how we're affecting the thing. Am I rambling again? Am I doing that thing where I ramble without like a concrete point? Probably. I'm curious how you feel about visiting tropical places and visiting remote parts of the world. Like how you feel about that. Like, it's really interesting to be in Hawaii and recognize the amount of history and culture that comes with those islands before the United States ever got involved, and then trying to make sense of how the United States makes sense for Hawaii, because there is this really rich thing that exists there that you don't get. Like, growing up in Massachusetts, you don't have like this culture and this almost like spiritual and religious connection to just the place, the land, and the presence of nature. You know, but you go to a place like Hawaii, and it's so abundant with beautiful landscapes and beautiful natural occurrences that come with these amazing stories, like the legends and these folklores about, you know, warriors and gods and you know, yes, that exists in other places, but like it's not the same, and you want for it, you know. Like, I wish growing up in Massachusetts, I wish that at some point I could have stood on the shore, you know, like near Lynshore Drive and like overlooking the Atlantic Ocean, and had like some like profound, rich, you know, tale about an ancestor who like battled these great lizards and conquered them, and then, you know, severed their skulls, and that is what created the rocks out in the ocean. Like, and those stories exist in Hawaii. It's still, and they are you know, older than most of the history that we learn in history class. I'm rambling. I know. I'm sorry, because I'm not really making a lot of sense. It's just, I'm just a white boy talking about an island culture that I'm envious of. But that lifestyle, that ability to live in that place and just kind of, you know, have that good vibe connection to the atmosphere and the nature around you, it's inspiring and thus jarring to come back to anything other than that. Thank you so much for watching. I sincerely appreciate it. If you like this video, go ahead and, you know, feel free to like this video and subscribe if you want. Thanks again. I will see you next week.